Well, today we're going to try a little Christmas Day dinner practice with this here prime rib. I'm going to try something a little different this year. I told myself if this thing passes the appearance test and it passes the snort test, I will share it with you. So let's share away. What we're going to start out with is about a 16-inch thick ribeye. This one here is a 4-boner, but checked in at about 12 pounds before trimming. It's not called a prime rib because it's a prime grade. It's actually a choice grade. Prime rib because it comes from a primal cut from a big old cow. Get this thing trimmed up. It's simple. It just takes a few minutes. Just cut off any hanglies or danglies that might burn up during the cook. This here big old tail here, just a lot of fat, a little bit of meat. I want to get it off just to make the roast look a little prettier. And when you cut it off, you can throw it away, you can give it to your dog, you can cook it beside your prime rib. Hey, you do you, snowman, whatever makes you happy. Let's trim off any of the hard fat we do not need, any of the nasty fat that we do not need, and definitely get rid of this membrane. It's kind of like mustard on a rib. You just don't need it. Once you get her trimmed up quite nicely, let's tie her up. Simple butcher knot will work. Just tie her up where she's round. Trim off any of the excess stringage here. Round up any edges that you think you may not need, just because I just have a problem with trimming. That's it. This here looks good. It's ready to be rubbed down. And for that, we're going to keep it in the family. We're going to use some swine life, prime beef, because it is good, and some Mojo beef, because it is good. It's just all good in the hood. That's it. Let that sweat in. We're going to make that the bottom side. And since we know the outside is going to be packed with flavor, we're going to get some flavor on the inside. That's going to consist of 2 cups of water, a heaping tablespoon of better than bouillon, roasted beef base, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, and a heaping tablespoon of Mojo beef, or whichever beef rub you use on the outside. Get her mixed up, stick her in the fridge, let her cool down before you inject it. We're going to inject in about inch intervals. Now, a big hunk of meat has a way of telling you that when it's had all it wants of injection, it won't take any more. So just pump her full. You can see her plump up here. And mine took about 1.5 cups. That's it. Massage her down just because she deserves it. And finish rubbing her down. That's it. Spin her around here so you can see that we have complete coverage. What we want to do is stick her in the fridge overnight. And when you wake up the next morning to see if Sandy left you a new smoker under that tree or outside in the garage, get this baby out. What I want to do is let it just hang out for maybe 2 to 3 hours, just so it will come up to temp. You know, it'll speed up the cooking process a little bit. Maybe Santa brought you an Outlaw, kind of like this one. What we're going to do, we're going to get it fired up, or maybe he brought you one of these sous vide guns, because it's fun to play with too. We're going to run this cook on hickory at about 225 degrees. Now, once it's about to temp, let's go ahead and get us some veggies made up. You know, you can't live on meat alone all the time. We're going to start out with these taters. Mojo, tip of the day, go ahead and quarter them. Because if you don't, they may not be as tender as you would like. Don't ask me how I know. Hit it with a little your favorite oil, pepper, some salt, some granulated garlic, some oregano, and some cilantro. That's just a good flavor combination. Oop, get back over here, you old codger, and get in here. Get her all evenly rubbed up. Throw you in a stick of butter, and then some assortments of mushrooms. Because mushrooms, like Worcestershire, just pour that on there until that pan doubles in size. Once that's all doubled, add you another stick of butter and this here roast rack, or rib rack, whatever we want to call it. Now that we've got this out, Last night we had plenty of salt on this, so we don't need any more salt. Let's just hit it with some coarse black pepper and some more of that granulated garlic. That way we'll get a better little crust. There you have it. Put it on your roast rack. Spin her around here where we can see it, brother. There it is. My, she is already pretty. Let's go out here and stick her on the grill. Always, we try to make it simple. You just open the lid, slide that big old chunk of meat in there. Now, my spinalis is not very big, so I'm going to put it away from the fire. I definitely don't want to overcook that. And shut the lid. That's it. We're going to let her run for about an hour to an hour and a half. Let's go out there, pull her out, just look at her. My, she's getting a nice bark. You didn't focus. There we go. Man, look at that. Alrighty. So about 30 minutes in the cook, I went inside. We mixed up a good baste. What that is 2 sticks of butter, about 5 cloves of garlic, cilantro, because we love cilantro. Get a little more, brother. There you go. How about some red pepper flakes, just for a little heat in that cook. And once again, more Mojo beef. That's it. Let that melt. Then we're just going to brush this baby down. Not really brush. We're just going to dribble it all over it. Let the butter fall where it may. And admire that glisten, that glimmer, that beauty. Ah, that is pretty. Alrighty, enough of that. I guess we'll get her back in the smoker and let her keep on cooking. As you notice, we did put a probe in. Let her keep cooking until she comes up to 123.4 degrees. Why that number? Because it's easy to remember. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just make sure you put that dot in the right place or you'll come up with some nasty food. Alrighty, and here we have it. About 4 hours and 27 minutes it took me to cook this baby. I must say, she looks good. So let's give you a little slow-mo shot. I hope you boss didn't hear that and think you're watching something you shouldn't be watching on that computer. All right, get you a little of that butter mixture that's down in the bottom of that pan. Hit her one more time. Here comes the not so fun part of the cook. And that's covering this baby up lightly or slightly and waiting. We're going to wait at least 30 minutes, maybe an hour. Alrighty, that's just. After about 45 minutes, here you have it. Here comes the fun part of the cook. Get that string off. Get her a cut. We got to have that reveal shot. And, whew. I don't want to brag on myself, but I think I nailed the doneness on this baby. Look at that jiggle. I like it when it jiggles. Oh, and the moisture. And some more of that jiggle. And I don't think it could look any better. The bark, that's beautiful. Now, to cut her up and taste her. I guess this is a true test since this is a new technique for me. Look at that tenderness. I'm going to slice off some of the spinalis. Get her cut up. Put her in your mouth, brother. These guys are tired of waiting on you. Let me tell you what. The bark's awesome. I mean, that overnight just flavors deep down in there. And the innard taste is just, it's good. I mean, it's nothing overpowering, but we've added that beef flavor, extra beef flavor, down in the middle. Oh, can't forget that there butter that we saved out of the bottom. Tender, juicy, perfect. This is it. Try it. Now, if you don't like it, I'll apologize, but I think you will. Oh, can't forget about them taters, them mushrooms. Wonderful. Wonderful, I say. This Christmas dinner is going to top all Christmas dinners I've ever had. Alrighty, that's it. Let me finish up this last bite. That's how good it is. I just can't quit eating. I just want to let you know, hey, I appreciate each and every one of you, so I'm going to give you one more reveal shot. And I hope everybody's Christmas is great and you get what you want. And one last thing. Happy birthday, Jesus. And Mojo is out.